Hello everybody, welcome back to a Rogue Company video. This first minute and a half ish, probably less, is going to be different from the rest of the video because originally it got corrupted and it sounded really weird. I'm going to go over it before I post it to make sure it sounds okay. But if it sounds different or doesn't flow, or if it abruptly cuts to a different sentence, that's what's going on. So this video is going to be about the new update, about the changes to ranked and everything. I don't really think I go over too much in the first minute, but it was hard to hear, so I hope you enjoy the video, and sorry about the weird audio that I had to cut. But enjoy the rest of the listen, and have a good one. One thing I do want to talk about is the new ban and protect, but I will get into that later on in this video. They changed comp overall to 4v4, and it's no longer 3v3. I really don't think this is a huge change. It is a big change to how the game plays because there's an extra body on the field, but we used to play 4v4, we went to 3v3, and now we're playing 4v4 again, so I don't think it's going to be very drastic at all, just an extra person to worry about. One thing people are complaining about on Reddit is crossplay. I've had crossplay on for a while, but they're complaining about PC players and whatnot. So, yeah, I think it's fine, personally. I don't have any input on that. There might be an abundant amount of cheaters now that you can play with PC and vice versa. I have always had crossplay with PC. We've duoed, and I don't know. I think we did it because we played with somebody on PC like months ago. And we've always had crossplay since then, and it's fine in my opinion. I honestly, people have been complaining about it and saying I don't want to play against PC players, and PC people are like, console kids are too easy to play against, and all this shit on the Rogue Company Reddit, a great source for your Rogue Company news. But yeah, I don't care about crossplay. So anyway, I'll talk about my start of the season now. I came into the game and I played a 6v6 TDM. That got disabled for a little bit. Something happened and people were losing their mind and saying they took 6v6 out of the game. That didn't really happen. It was an error. But I played my first game of 6v6 before either team hit 20 kills. Somebody on my team had left, and there was a vote to surrender, so it was a good start to the season. After the 6v6 warm-up game, I decided I would give Ranked Strikeout a try. My first game went pretty well, actually. I got into a group of randoms. We won the first 2 rounds, and then an enemy team player quit. And then we won the third. The 2 games after that, this was all solo queue. I played a game 2. We lost round 1. One of our teammates' dashboards quits, and then my other 2 teammates voted to surrender, and we lost the game after 1 round. Game 3, we go down a round, a teammate leaves, my other 2 teammates vote to surrender, and we lose a game. Game 4, no one voted to surrender, but we just lose that 1. And after that, I think I played another one where I think I won game 5, and I want to say it was a scenario where somebody on the enemy team, like, I think they literally surrendered before the first round was even over. Like, it was a joke. My point in telling you my experience is to let you know how solo queue, or I guess ranked strikeout, is kind of like, what is this? It's not good. People don't give a shit. Unlike in demo, if somebody leaves, it's not the end of the world because you can get a pick and you can swing the tides of the game and at least make it balanced again. If you're down a person in strikeout, the point is the point is harder to hold. So you pretty much just lose at that point when you're playing with randoms. If you're playing in a team, I have no doubt that you can win a 3v4 in ranked strikeout. The issue lies with solo queue. I don't think ranked strikeout is going to be good. I don't think it's going to be competitive. And as of now, I think it is a complete joke. You could make it better by enforcing stricter leaving penalties. I know it always comes around to them trying to grow the game. The game just came out of beta, which everybody has been making fun of on Reddit because the game doesn't look like it's ready to come out of beta. I know it's a big game and I love it and I've been enjoying it for its beta time, or its time as beta, but there are still a lot of issues, and yeah, I don't know if I would have personally said, let's launch this out of beta with this next update. People are complaining that the new maps are not in the game rotation, which I do think is stupid personally. Making a map and then putting it only in limited time game modes, or in like shit that nobody plays, is just really dumb. It's a waste of resources. Why are you making the map? And I do appreciate them not putting in awful maps into the regular map pool. But if they're not confident in their map design, work on it for a little bit longer before you release it. I don't understand that whole thought process. I know maybe this harks back to the days when Glacier was still in rotation. People hated that map. I personally was not a big fan of it, especially in ranked. It didn't work as a demo map in my opinion. And then they went through and they patched the windows on it so the rotations weren't as easy, but maybe they're trying to avoid that. But it's like, I don't know. That's a topic for another day. On to more ranked stuff. The new ban and protect is not good in my opinion. I will actually pull up my thoughts on it because I had a conversation with somebody on Reddit. And it started out with, I only played ranked strikeout last night. Does demo have the same drafting system where both teams can't have the same rogue? And somebody said, yes. And then that guy said, incredibly stupid. And he got downvoted. And I said, they're not wrong. Some of the rogue abilities and passives are too strong for only one team to have access to them. It's not that it's impossible to play against, but the team picking first has a huge advantage. So the new pick ban system, I'll go over that real quick. Same as always, each team bans a rogue, and then 2 players from one team pick, 2 players from the other, 2 players from the original team, 2 players from the second team. The issue with that, it works if it's the old system where everybody has access to rogues, because then you can go ahead and you can say like, oh, they picked Sigurd Cannon. I'll make sure we have somebody on the team with EMPs, or that we're running a glitch or something like that. The issue with this new system is that with a pick, it locks characters. And I don't think that's necessarily terrible if you have a big roster, because you want to see character diversity when it comes to, your game. If it's for spectators, I don't even know if Rogue Company's big enough for that to really apply. I would love the ranked scene to get bigger, but that's besides the point. When it comes to characters that are in the game, there are very powerful abilities, passives, and just your rogue ability that are too strong for just one team to have. I'm playing Grandma right now in this video. When one team has access to max ammo, it's very strong on pistol round. It's very strong when one team gets more util than the other. It's, very strong when one team has invisibility, or one team has the ability to flank silently and run at 50 miles a minute thanks to their ability. It's you can run into some issues balancing, especially because one team gets 2 picks off the rip that weren't banned. So you can pick rogues that complement each other, especially Dahlia. She complements a ton of rogues. But you can do Mac Dahlia, you can do Lancer Dahlia, you can do all these pairs that are insanely strong. And then, in taking that pair, you also stop the enemy team from taking that pair. So it's I don't think they had a lot of forethought, and I don't know if they play tested it. If they did, then I don't know if their offices play like comp players do, where it's like, okay, how can I abuse this? How can I literally get an advantage in this game? And that's how I look at it, at least, because it's like, how can we make the enemy team comp worse, not only from picking good stuff for us, but not denying them good picks? Because if you're picking second, instead of having 2 rogues banned from your pick list, you essentially have 4. And then, by the time it's your teammates, like say you're second and you're the 7th and 8th pick, you have 6 rogues that you don't have access to. I know there's a there's a decent roster, but say they're all top tier rogues. There's only so many rogues that you can associate with, oh my gosh, this rogue is partially broken. But anyway, I'll get back into my Reddit post thing. So, like I said it's not that it's impossible to play against, but the team picking first has a huge advantage. You can pick Lancer Dahlia pair, or take a rogue like Runway or Glimpse, that are just very strong rogues in general, or Juke, who seems to be very strong off of first impressions. I've played against her, and I think if you're a competent player with her ability to send drones that shoot at the wall and her ability to outplay you with movement, I think she has a very high chance of being a strong 1v1 rogue where you just have it's not a 1v1 for you. It's a 1v3 or a 1v2, because you summon a drone that shoots at your enemy. If you place it well enough, they have to deal with that eventually, or which gives you an advantage to push and get first shot, or they don't deal with it, and then you can go in and damage and fight a teammate who's already damaged, or not a teammate but an enemy. So she seems like a very strong rogue off the rip. But I said every rogue is good, but some are just much stronger, and limiting the team picking second is bad. If the roster was bigger, maybe this would work, but there are a few S tier and A tier rogues right now. Not to mention the picks are now locked for the entire game. So if you pick a rogue, it has to be good on both offense and defense, leaving picks like Trench less desirable to play, in my opinion. Personally, I need more time with it to decide my final thoughts. I still do need to play more time. But that's the other thing they did. They locked rogues into, say you pick Lancer, first time, that's your rogue for the entire game. So when halftime comes and you switch sides, you're still playing Lancer. Which I wouldn't mind if teams had access, or if the picks got switched up. Let the other team pick first now, so that they have access to the rogues they might not have gotten the first time. But no, if you get the first pick, you can pick a really strong rogue and just be set for the rest of the game. And then the guy I was talking to said he might not touch demo, and then we both said it'll be cool to see how the comp scene picks up with these new changes. If you're interested in Rogue Company comp, there's some YouTube videos on it. And I know some of the players play 8s on Twitch, and they're always interesting to watch because you get to hear comms and you can see how really, really high skill level players play the game. But I do not think the new ban protect system is going to be very good. I think the only way you can maybe salvage it and say, okay, this is fair, is if instead of the team getting 2 picks, it's swapped 1 for 1. So you can't do Lancer Dahlia and then limit the other team, or you can't do this, that, and the other thing. You can't pick like Runway Glimpse and just have super strong rogues and say, well, now you don't have a character that can go invis and has a built-in spider sense, and you don't have a character that can use 2 primaries and give your teammates extra util and infinite ammo off your first 2 picks. Let alone, say they banned Lancer and I don't know, Umbra, right? Those are some pretty annoying rogues to go against sometimes. Or say they ban Lancer Dahlia. Now that kind of limits a lot of the combo potential that the game has. Because Dahlia is a big, team-oriented player. Not team-oriented, but she's a really great support, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Now you're just based off of picking really strong rogues. And when that's the issue that you're facing, letting a team ban 2 strong rogues is insane, on top of the 2 that are already banned. And then they, in addition to banning those 2 extra rogues, get to play them. So I'm going to keep playing it. I'll report back in hopefully a few days, and I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening to my thoughts, and I'll see you on the next one.